it's me, Contently Calilo. Welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you are here. This is my very first video, and I am super excited to be starting this channel. But today I wanted to have my very first video be about some tips that I have been using to set and accomplish various goals that I have. Now, I am going to be sharing some of the tips that I have used to set some of the goals that I have had for me and my family. I have different various goals. It may be for finances or travel or, physical goals about my health or things like that. But I have been able to accomplish these goals following these steps, and I just thought that maybe it would be helpful to somebody else out there. But the first tip that I have is determining exactly what it is that you want. Now, I say that you have to determine what it is because if you are not sure what it is that you want, what goal you are setting, you will not continue to do it. You will stop when it gets uncomfortable. You will kind of put it in the back of your mind and be like, you know what, I'll go back to that later. And it's not going to happen. So my first thing that I had to do personally that worked for me, I had to decide, okay, this is what I want to do. I know that this is what I want to do. And that way I was able to go through and make the necessary steps that were needed to make my goal possible. Number 2 is that I stayed positive about it. I would give myself pep talks and tell myself, hey, you know what? I can do it. What it is that I want to do, I can do it. I know that it is possible. It may be difficult, but it is possible. It might take time, but it is possible. I was putting this positivity in my mind so that when I set out to do my goal, it was like all of my being knew that this is what we needed to do and we need to figure out how to get it done. So stay as positive as possible and telling yourself, I can do it and that this can be accomplished. Number 3, for me, this was one of my favorites, but I would imagine what it was like when I achieved my goal. I would not really sit down, but I would just, really visualize the end result and what it was going to be like when I did achieve my goal. So, for instance, a couple years ago, our washer machine got really messed up. We moved, and in the process of the move, it got really messed up. So that when I went to wash clothes for the first time, it was shaking. I mean, like the laundry area, it was shaking it really bad. It was really loud, and then all of a sudden, water started pouring all over the floor. And my husband and I were like, we don't want to buy another used washer. And, we didn't have, hundreds of dollars just to spend on a new one right away. But I was like, you know what? We need to buy a washer. Let's figure out how to do this. So I started thinking about what it was going to be like with my new washer. And I knew that laundry day was going to be a lot better if I had a new washer. But imagining the end result and how achieving your goal is going to make it better, going to make your life better for you. Number 4, you need to make a plan. I don't think I can emphasize this more or enough. You need to make a plan, because when you have a plan, your plan is going to be your steps or your guidelines as to how you are going to accomplish your goal. I use the example of my washer. So we knew the goal was to get a washer. We needed to make a plan as to how we were going to get that washer, because we didn't want to put it on the credit card. I would rather save and pay for one. So we made a plan. We got online and decided how much we wanted to spend on a washer, the one that we liked, the size, all of that. And then I decided how much money I was going to set aside every week to pay for my washer, to pay for my new washer without doing it on credit. So we made that plan, and eventually over time, following the plan of every week setting aside this amount of money, we were able to go out and buy the washer. I mean, a very small goal, I mean, in comparison to a lot of different ones, but it worked. So you need to make a plan. That has to be done. Since we're talking about a plan, the plan is the blueprint. Number 5 is going to be writing down your blueprint. We wouldn't go in a building that does not have a blueprint. You need to have it written down somewhere so that you know exactly what it is that you are doing. It's not just an idea floating around in your head. Write it down in a notebook. And what I like to do personally, obviously this is what helps me get to where I want to go with my goals. I have a goal notebook, and I have it like divided off into sections, but it has all of my goals in here. All of my financial goals, my spiritual goals, health, miscellaneous, travel, all of my goals go in here, and I write down when there's a change. Like with our financial goals, I'll write down, okay, we were able to pay a little bit extra on this, or I want to be able to pay this off in this amount of time, or we bought this. I don't know. Just that's what I like to do, and I can always look back and see where we've gone, you know, how far we've come as far as stuff that we paid off or things that we need to pay, or good or bad days. It's always nice to keep that, but I would advise you don't have to get a goal notebook. You should, but I would advise you to at least write your goal down. Number 6 is going to be, you're probably going to have to step outside the box, and you're probably going to have to be a little bit uncomfortable to achieve what you want to achieve. So going back to the washer analogy, it's really a good example. I did not want to put that new washer on my credit card. My husband and I decided we did not want to do that. We were like, okay, we're just going to have to suffer through and have this horrible washer, and water is everywhere. So we decided, okay, we knew that if we put something underneath the washer to catch the water, and you know, we just didn't wash clothes at night because it was so loud. We didn't want to wake up the kids. But we were able to do it. That was a sacrifice that we decided that we were going to make in order to save up the money to buy the washer. I think that we had to save, the one that we decided on was like $700 or $800. So it was a little bit before we were able to do it. But we had to step outside of the box, and we had to make that sacrifice if we did not want to put it on the credit card and get a new washer. So a lot of times you're going to have to step outside the box, whether it's, you know, your goal is to lose weight, or I don't know, to save money, or I don't know, whatever it is, you are going to have to step outside the box, because obviously if you're doing what you're doing and you're not able to accomplish your goal, then you're going to have to do something different. You're not going to be able to just do things the way that you have been doing them. So step outside the box and keep that end result in your mind, because that is what is going to keep you motivated to keep going. Number 7. And this is so important. This is my last and final tip, but it is very, very important. You cannot beat yourself up when you get off track. I'm not going to say if, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to get off track. We all do. Something happens. We get busy. Finances get thrown off. And we just can't continue we can't continue on the track that we were on to achieve our goal. So I want to say, please don't get discouraged. You have to keep trying. You have to keep trying. You have to keep going. I know that with saving money or with losing weight or things like that, there's going to be times where you may step on the scale and you've gained a little bit more, or you have not been able to exercise the way that you wanted to. Or with, say, you have to spend some money on your car to get your car fixed, or something with your house, or something with kids, or whatever. I don't know. But your finances may have to take a little bit of a shift. And that's okay. The point of a goal is to get there and to achieve what it is that you want. So you have to continue to try and don't beat yourself up when you get off track. One thing that has helped me a lot, I love documentaries and I love biographies and things like that. And I have read a lot and seen a lot of documentaries about people who have the desire to do something, and you see that they don't give up. And those are the people who are very, very successful in a lot of areas of their lives, because they realize that, yeah, you're gonna fall sometimes, that it's not going to happen right away, that it's gonna take time, or it's gonna seem like it's not achievable, but they kept trying. So watch some documentaries of people who have been very successful in different aspects of their life, and who have kept trying. And also, if you quit and if you stop, how much harder is it going to be for you to go back and try again later on? How much harder is it going to be if you decide, you know what, I have gained a lot of my weight back and I can't do it, I don't feel like exercising, whatever, and you give up. But later on down the road, like New Year's, when we all decide that we want to better our lives, well, guess what? Now it's harder and it's going to take longer to do because you quit. You gave up. So you have to keep trying. And nobody likes a quitter. A righteous man or woman falls 7 times but always gets back up again. So those are my 7 tips for achieving goals. These are tips that I actually have followed, that I actually follow to get the things done that I want to get done. So just to do a quick recap, number 1 is to determine exactly what it is that you want. What goal are you striving for? So once you determine that and you know that's what you want to do, it will be in your head and you won't give up. Number 2 is going to be a pep talk, telling yourself that it is possible, that I can achieve XYZ, that I can do this. I know that it is possible. Number 3 was imagining the end result. How is this achieving your goal going to make your life better? How is this going to improve your family life or your health or just your overall well-being? Imagining that and how good it's going to feel when you are able to accomplish that goal. Number 4, making a plan as to how you are going to accomplish your goal, bringing it into bite-sized chunks so that you can see, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this in order to get what I want. Number 5 is going to be writing your goals down. You have to write them down so that it's not just an idea floating around in your head that you get to one day. No, it becomes a reality to you because it's written down, and that plan is written down. Remember, we need our blueprint written down. Number 6, being okay with having to step outside the box a little bit and make some sacrifices. There will have to be sacrifices made, and we will have to be uncomfortable a little bit to make our goals a reality. But as long as we keep that end result in mind, these sacrifices will just be a small stepping stone to accomplishing what we want. Number 7, not beating ourselves up about getting off track and not getting discouraged. We have to keep going. We have to keep trying. A righteous man or woman falls 7 times but always gets back up. Nobody likes a quitter, and it will be harder the next time that you try. This is it, guys, for my 7 tips for accomplishing your goals. I hope that these were helpful. Comment down below on how you accomplish your goals and things that you have done in the past. I look forward to hearing from you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.